big win for us has been Jitesh Sharma. Uh, the way the attitude in which he's played with, and the way he's come out and batted for us has been beautiful. So credit should go to Anil Bhai. He did the scouting for Jitesh. He saw a spark. He saw the attitude, and he said, we need to pick him up. Something that I believe in big time, and something that I passed on is how we practice, and the kind of attitude and energy we have. We're not judging ourselves on results only. We're judging ourselves on, like I said, energy, attitude, and execution, and how we're practicing. We know that if we tick those boxes, do all those things right, have a proper method, the results will come. We do believe that we have a squad that can go all the way, but like I said, we're not really judging ourselves on results.
Mayank Agarwal, Punjab Kings captain, 3 wins in 5. Happy with the start you've had this season?
Definitely very happy with the start we've had. We're playing some very good cricket, uh, and the games have actually gone down to the wire. So they've gone really close, and it was nice to be on the winning side of things.
Mayank, last time we spoke, we talked about you possibly getting the captaincy of Punjab Kings, and you were quite vague, but you did say you would be happy to, with the responsibility if they did give you the captaincy role. And of course, a few days later, the announcement was made. Now, coming back into the Punjab Kings franchise with that big captaincy, armband as such, how different is the dressing room for you?
Well, it's not very different, but obviously with the responsibilities, the way you look at things change a bit, and they become different. Obviously, there are a few added pressures, but also great learnings. So that's how I look at it. But the Punjab dressing room hasn't changed much.
But just, what's like the Mayank mantra as captain? Because, of course, captaincy as well is sort of new to you. So, is there any sort of belief that you want to pass on to your team? Is there any sort of something that is very inherently you that you'd like to pass on to your teammates?
Something that I believe in big time, and something that I passed on is how we practice, and the kind of attitude and energy we have at at practice and even in the games. For me, I think the key aspect is the way we're going to practice is the way we're going to play the match. So if you're going to be very hard, tough, and be very good with our preparations and practice, that's going to carry into the match. And you got, obviously, the energies in practice, the attitude at by which we practice. How are we making use of the time we have during practice, to practice certain skills. Those things, I think, is very, very important. And even as a team, that's the thing that we speak about, that we're going to judge ourselves on attitude, energy, and execution. So if we have those parameters that we want to judge ourselves, I it becomes a lot easier, and for sure we know that the results will come our way.
As a captain, does the Punjab batting lineup seem almost ideal to you? You have you and Shikhar opening. There's Bairstow, there's Livingston, then there's Shah Rukh Khan later down the order.
Well, we do have a very strong batting lineup, I must say that, and we're glad to have such a batting lineup. And it really feels nice that all of us are getting some runs, and all of us are contributing. It's not just the two three players uh, who are getting the runs. When Banuka was playing, he put in the performances. Shikhar's been performing, you know, for every franchise that he plays for, year after year, and he's doing that for us as well. It was Livingston's really taken IPL by the storm. It was nice for me to get some runs in the last game as well, and Shahrukh coming and contributing, and the biggest, and not, I wouldn't say the biggest, I say the big win for us has been Jitesh Sharma. The way the attitude in which he's played with, and the way he's come out and batted for us has been beautiful.
You mentioned Jitesh Sharma yesterday against Mumbai is when we saw him in his element, 2 6s, 2 4s in the 18th over against Unadkat. That just changed the match. Just like while scouting him, because we haven't seen much of him before. So just what was it about him that made you all go for him in the auction? Also make him part of your lineup already while you start the season.
Uh, Very honestly, I think the credit should go to Anil Bhai. for that. He did the scouting for Jitesh. He saw a spark. He saw the attitude, and he said, we need to pick him up. He's a great guy. He's got great attitude, and he's got some stroke making ability as well. So and then when he joined the camp, and when he was playing the practice games and in the nets, he was fantastic. He's somebody who wants to learn a lot, and he's just not somebody who's going out and playing his strokes, but he's very smart with it, and he's taking very good decisions in the middle. So that's a big advantage for us.
The Gujarat Titans game, as a captain, how difficult are those conversations? Do you still have to be a little stern and talk about the mistakes that were made? But do you already see that the players struggling with the errors that were made, and therefore you switch to more of a morale boosting role? And then, how do you approach that situation?
Uh, Very honestly, like I said, it's not. Those are not difficult conversations. As players, you do go through your ups and downs, and as a player, when you go through that, you know exactly what a player needs during those times. And like I said, we back Odion. We have a lot of belief in him. We have a lot of faith in him, and it that could have happened to anybody on any given day. But credit to him for the way he's come back and done the same thing. Bowled the very difficult overs for us in the last game as well, and then he got us to the right side of things.
Okay, Punjab last reached their final in 2014. You talked about how maybe you'd want to change things around this time. And that was a couple of weeks, actually almost a month back before you were given the captaincy. But as the captain, is that something you definitely want to change this time?
We do believe that we have a squad that can go all the way, but like I said, we're not really judging ourselves on results. Uh, we're not judging ourselves on results only. We're judging ourselves on, like I said, energy, attitude, and execution, and how we're practicing. We know that if we tick those boxes, do all those things right, have a proper method, the results will come. So we haven't really spoken too much about winning and looking too far ahead. We really looked at going game by game.
We've talked so much about captaincy and leadership and new roles that you've got, but this time you've also been associated with this brand called Fast and Up for a few years. But this year is when you've decided to invest in the brand. What helped you get to that decision that you wanted to, be more involved in the brand?
Uh, well, obviously, since I was associated with Fasten Up, I was using the products, and when I used them, they were of massive help. So I've continued to use them, and it's nice. I think as a sportsman, when you believe in something, when you know it's worked for you, and it's worked for a lot of people around you, you want to go a step further, be a part of it, and then obviously being a professional sportsman, I can definitely add a lot of value of what are the other things that are required, and how to grow from there. So that's how I looked at it. For me, it's always been about growth, and how we can help each other grow. So Fasten Up have been great with the products they've come out with. Now that I've invested with them, so there is a lot more technical knowledge that will also go in of what elite sportsmen need.
Thank you, Mayank. Thank you so much for taking time out to speak to us, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you so much. Thank you.